G Herbo said he was cutting ties with the streets, then turned around and allegedly dropped a bag on his own homie's head. The streets are heating up behind the situation, and today we're breaking down why people think G Herbo had J-Dog killed. G Herbo came up in the trenches, but after he popped off in the rap game and became a millionaire, he wasn't trying to stick around for all the drama going on in Chirac. And in 2025, G Herbo officially said he was cutting ties with all the gangbanging because he didn't want to get caught up in a RICO situation.
I'm cutting all ties from that shit.
G Herbo came up repping NLMB. Some people say they're one of the deadliest gangs in the city, and G Herbo was allegedly really putting in work back in the day. But instead of staying in the trenches and getting killed or locked up, G Herbo said he was cutting ties with all the drama. A lot of people were happy to see a street rapper actually make it out and stay away. But a dude from NLMB named J-Dog was pressed over G Herbo abandoning the block. After G Herbo said he wasn't keeping his feet in the trenches, J-Dog hopped on IG and aired him out. J-Dog said G Herbo hasn't done anything in the street since 2014 and told him to stop all the capping. According to J-Dog, G Herbo hasn't done anything for the crew, even though he's been the one making money off of their name. And then J-Dog tried to ban G Herbo from the block and said if he came to NLMB territory, then it was gonna be a problem. G Herbo clapped back and said he spent years on the block and nobody ever touched him. Even when he got shot in the foot, G Herbo said he was right back outside and didn't even get scratched when a bunch of goons jumped him. Then G Herbo clowned J-Dog for shaking his hand on the block and posted a video from back in the day where he body slammed J-Dog. J-Dog and G Herbo had just been face to face on the block, and J-Dog didn't even say anything to him then. G Herbo had gone back to the hood to shoot a video, and J-Dog went live on IG and was standing right behind G Herbo. But then J-Dog kept dissing G Herbo on social media and said he should be doing more for the hood. J-Dog did a whole hood vlog on IG, showing off the abandoned buildings in NLMB territory, and called out G Herbo for not putting money back in the streets. J-Dog might have thought it was safe to call out G Herbo because Herbo said he wasn't in the streets anymore, but another dude from NLMB named Big Op called J-Dog out and said that Herbo can go anywhere he wants. Big Op is allegedly one of the biggest shooters in the crew, and rumors say he's the one who allegedly killed KTS Dre right in front of the jail back in the day. When G Herbo was coming up in the trenches, NLMB's war with KTS was one of the deadliest beefs in the city. It all started back in 2008 when NLMB shot Lil Pez from KTS in the head and killed him. After that, KTS Dre and his brother KTS Von started sliding in NLMB's territory and clowned him like crazy after they caught No Limit Cairo and his homies slacking at a McDonald's. KTS Von and Dre were allegedly involved with killing another NLMB member named Kobe. Von and Dre were putting a lot of pressure on NLMB, but then Von got killed and Dre got booked on a gun charge. NLMB still wanted to get back at KTS Dre though, and in 2021, they allegedly scored one of the most brutal get-backs in the city. KTS Dre was walking out of the jail with his grandma and fiance who were there to pick him up. It should have been a good day, but then 2 cars full of shooters pulled up right in front of the jail. KTS Dre knew he had a big target on his back, but he definitely wasn't expecting the ops to crash out in front of the jail like that. Before Dre could do anything, the shooters hit him 64 times and left him dead at the scene. The craziest thing is that none of the shooters were ever booked for the hit, but rumors say that Big Op was there. And in 2025, Big Op allegedly confirmed it when he got a new chain with a crosshair like the one KTS Dre had tatted on his neck. Big Op was letting J-Dog and everyone else know that G Herbo was still good on the block, but J-Dog allegedly didn't let it go, and that's why he ended up getting killed in his own hood. Right after J-Dog sent the warning to G Herbo and said he was banned from the block, someone caught J-Dog lacking and shot him 6 times in the back. There were a bunch of rumors flying about the ops catching them, and people were throwing out all kinds of names. But then, NLMB members confirmed that J-Dog got backdoored. J-Dog's family said his own homies killed him too, but what we don't know is why he got killed. Some sources claim that J-Dog got killed because he was talking crazy about G Herbo and Herbo wanted him gone. But other people say it was actually over a fight that got out of control. According to some rumors, Big Op and J-Dog got into a fight and J-Dog won. Then one of Big Op's homies allegedly upped the strap and killed J-Dog for putting hands on Big Op. There's no evidence to back that story up, but it's clear that J-Dog wasn't taken out by the ops. A lot of people were wondering why J-Dog expected G Herbo to spend all of his money fixing up the hood. But the reality is that J-Dog spent almost a decade in prison and everything had changed when he came back home. Back in 2016, J-Dog's dad was shot and killed in broad daylight. J-Dog wanted to get revenge for his dad. So a month later, he went out looking for ops and ended up killing a dude named Alexander Townsend. Alexander Townsend was walking down the street with his homie because they got sent home from school for violating the dress code. They were just a few blocks away from where J-Dog's dad got killed, but both of them were allegedly innocent dudes who weren't involved with the streets. That didn't stop J-Dog from killing Alexander Townsend though, and then he ended up getting booked into juvie on a different case. While he was in juvie, J-Dog saw the other dude he shot at when he killed Townsend, and when J-Dog spotted the other guy in juvie, he put 2 fingers to his head like a gun. Alexander Townsend's homie reported J-Dog to the cops, and that's how J-Dog ended up serving 9 years in prison. J-Dog got locked up when he was a teenager and was in his late 20s when he came out, but he didn't even make it a year on the outside before he got killed. A lot of dudes in NLMB were picking G Herbo's side, but No Limit Cairo hopped on IG and showed love to J-Dog when he died. Cairo also said that J-Dog was the only dude from the block who wrote a letter to the judge when Cairo got locked up. J-Dog was trying to help Cairo out, and he told the judge that Cairo was the one taking care of his family while he was locked up. It's not surprising that Cairo was rocking with J-Dog though, because Cairo was the first dude in NLMB who aired G Herbo out. Back in 2022, Cairo did an interview with 16 Shot on Visuals and said that G Herbo was capping in his raps and wasn't ever doing anything for the homies on the block.
I don't listen to G Herbo. He a gangster. You know? Bro ain't rapping what he living, or he ain't no goofy though, like, you know? He not no, I won't say he no lame, let a nigga whoop him, or he won't clap a motherfucker if they play with him. Like he ain't never did that shit. He'll whoop a motherfucker like, bro, for my shit.
According to Cairo, G Herbo made a bunch of promises to sign NLMB dudes to his label and give them chains. But then he just signed a bunch of dudes who weren't from their block instead. G Herbo always told people he's gonna do what he wants with his money though, like on the track Will Chamberlain when he rapped, "Since my first 100K, I was focused on saving, all hundreds. Everybody telling me do this and that. Nigga, this ain't y'all money. When I was young, I couldn't wait till I grow up. And I got my own money. Now I'm grown and got a son. Gotta keep it coming." What's weird about the situation with J-Dog is how hard G Herbo clapped back at him though. When No Limit Cairo was airing G Herbo out, Herbo didn't even really respond to the drama. Then J-Dog came out and was dissing, and G Herbo gave that situation way more attention. If G Herbo didn't clap back so hard, people probably wouldn't even be joking about him being involved with J-Dog getting killed. Most people didn't even know who J-Dog was because he just spent 9 years in prison and didn't have a name outside of Chicago. But G Herbo put him in the spotlight, and that's why rumors are flying that Herbo has something to do with J-Dog's murder. There is no proof that Herbo put the green light on J-Dog though, and it's possible that J-Dog was the one who sparked the drama that got him killed. J-Dog's homie was shot at the same time, and both of them had guns too. Some people think J-Dog tried to press someone and it went left for him, but right now it's all just rumors. G Herbo hasn't said anything about J-Dog getting killed, but Lil Bibby posted a pic of J-Dog and him after J-Dog got killed. Lil Bibby and G Herbo came up in the rap game and the streets together, and the first time they really blew up was when they linked up for the track Kill Shit in 2014. Both of them kept the momentum up and were getting crazy numbers, but then Lil Bibby started his own label and fell back from making his own music. Lil Bibby wasn't in the spotlight as much, but he was making crazy money from the label after he signed Juice WRLD. J-Dog was allegedly closer to Lil Bibby than he was to G Herbo, and that's why a lot of people were confused about why J-Dog was calling out Herbo for not giving back to the hood instead of Lil Bibby. J-Dog might have thought G Herbo wasn't doing enough to give back, but in 2020, Herbo started a mental health charity in Chicago to help kids deal with PTSD from growing up in the hood. Herbo saw his first murder when he was just 9 years old, and eventually saw 10 of his homies get killed. Herbo said that going to therapy changed his life, and he wanted to give an opportunity to other kids who grew up in the trenches. Apparently that wasn't enough for J-Dog though, because he wanted Herbo to fix up the whole hood. And instead of making his own money and leaving the streets like G Herbo and Lil Bibby, J-Dog allegedly sparked some drama that got him killed in his own hood.